Hey guys, M13 here. Long time no talk. Just been busy with work. So Taiwan has finally opened up its borders. For those of you that don't know, actually, I don't think I've mentioned it on YouTube. Oh no, I did. I put up a little montage of one of my tours, along with some music and the announcement that the tours are open again. Yeah, you should really, if you can organize a group on your own, like if you organize like you and plus 5-6 of your buddies to come out, like maybe talk about it, you know, pump up my tour on one of your motorcycle forums that you're involved in, or with some of your friends that you ride with. If you can organize a group yourself, you send me a message and I'll give you a very steep discount because you organized it, you know. I'll give you a commission off each person that you can bring, and it should equal it could equal up to covering the whole cost for your tour, so you get to do a vacation in Asia for free. So yeah, keep that in mind. I had a tour, I scheduled a tour for December and one for March. No one's booked the one for December, and it's understandable. It's not much notice, and plane tickets are higher than normal right now because it's Christmas time. Costs of flights go up for Christmas, even though Taiwan doesn't celebrate Christmas. Yeah. What else is new? Oh, check out this weather. It's November 9th. It's my son's birthday today. I'm heading home to prepare. I'm heading home from work early. And I'm wearing a shirt, t-shirt, shorts, sandals, and yeah, it's gorgeous. Right now in Winnipeg, Canada, it's probably like minus like 0 degrees. That's probably like what? Probably like 20 degrees Fahrenheit or below 0 Celsius. It's just, yeah, it'd be snowing and cold in my home city, and here I am riding along in the sun in shorts and t-shirt. I really am lucky to live out here. Although I had a bit of I shouldn't talk about this. I want to keep this video positive. I'll just mention it and then go on. I had a bit of a scare. It's actually not a scare. A scare kind of insinuates that something scared you and now you're over it. No, it scared me, and I'm still scared. I was Googling stuff the other day, and I found out, to my dismay, that as a Canadian, I should be sending home like tax every year. I should still be paying income tax in my home province. I did not know that. I knew that Americans did it, but not all of them. Like only certain Americans did. Like it depends on what state you're from. But evidently Canada also follows that rule, and as a Canadian living in Taiwan for over 20 years, I should have each year been filling out like a tax return for Canada. So I guess that means that if or when I do go back to Canada, I could have 20 plus years of unpaid taxes that I owe. Which I have no idea what that means. Like in America, generally, if you don't pay your taxes for too long, you go to prison. Like, so does that mean when I go back to Canada, I go to jail? Possibly. I'm not sure. Not quite so sure on the details yet, but maybe jail time is in my near future. Well, that's if I go back, right? Like if I find out, yeah, I just don't go back. But that's also sad because I have no problem with not going back. The problem is I have no problem staying in Taiwan, but the problem is China, right? Like sooner or later, they're going to shit. And by that I mean I'm referring to the expression either shit or get off the pot. And they've been on the pot for like 70 years without anything coming out. They're literally the most constipated country to ever exist. Every day they're just like, we're gonna poop, we're gonna do it, it's coming out, I can feel it, I'm turtling. And it's just like for 70 years we've been waiting for them to poop, and they haven't pooped yet. But they might poop in the near future. And okay. So what did I get my son for his birthday? Nothing. I got him absolutely nothing. Well, that's not true. I got him, I've already started to buy him Christmas presents, and I'm going to give him one of his small Christmas presents today for his birthday. It's not a big deal. But the reason I haven't gotten him anything specific or big for his birthday, because the rule in our family is kind of like big presents for birthdays and small presents for Christmas. Because we have birthdays and Christmas around the same time for a few of us. My birthday is in December. My younger son, his birthday is also in December. My older son, his birthday is in November, which is just before December. So it's a financially strenuous time for everyone buying presents. So yeah, I just made the rule. We'll get each other a big present on each person's birthday, and then for Christmas we'll just get like more than one small present for each person, so we have like a pile under the Christmas tree, so we don't look as poor as we actually are. So yeah, but the reason I haven't gotten him anything for his birthday is because his mom promised him a new cell phone for his birthday last year, and then instead of giving him a cell phone, she gave him absolutely nothing. The disgusting piece of crap mother that he has gave him absolutely nothing for his birthday last year, and that's the birthday that he became a teenager. And even though she specifically told him, not only she did, this is, let's break this down. I wasn't going to talk about this, but it's insane. Not only did she not get him, let's rewind a bit. She promised him a phone, okay? And then while he was living at my house, it was like Children's Day or some kind of like holiday for kids, she came by and she dropped off flowers made out of $50 bills for my son. Like a bunch of like roses that she had done herself. I made these for you out of love for you, my son. It's a bunch of flowers made out of American US dollars 50s. It was like Taiwanese equivalent of a $50 bill, okay? It was Taiwanese dollars equivalent to a $50 bill in American. So that's big money, and there was multiple of them. So it was like hundreds of US dollars made into flowers and then given to him for Children's Day. But he wasn't allowed to open them or spend them or do anything with them, because she was just showing him the money that she was saving up for his birthday that she was going to use to get him a great phone. First of all, it's shitty to tell a person you're going to give them something, and I've had problems with that. I've had subscribers to this channel write to me and say, yeah, I know you need some money for your son's lawyer, or you need some money for this or that, you're not doing great right now. On my next paycheck, I'm going to gift you $200 US, for example. This puts me in a weird situation. You haven't given me anything, but you're telling me that you're going to in the future. So now I have to decide, do I start thanking you as if you've already given me something? Or do I say something that's kind of rude, like, okay, well, I'll thank you when the time comes. But that's kind of rude. I just told you I'm going to give you hundreds of dollars next week, and then you're not excited, you're not grateful. You just write, oh, okay, I'll thank you then. I feel like you're not grateful enough. I'm not going to give you the money. Okay, so my other option is to thank them. Wow, thanks, man. That's a lot of money. I'm really going to appreciate it. Blah blah blah. And that's what I normally do. But more than once, the time comes and goes and they give nothing. And then I feel like an idiot, like this person just said, I'm going to do this in the future, and then I thank them, and then they don't do it. And then, I know it doesn't cost anything to thank somebody, but it's just weird. It's a weird situation, So, and plus I'm not just going to say thanks. Oh, thanks. A proper thanks is like a paragraph or two or more even, like, So I write them this like thank you letter, and then they don't do it. It's just like so I always say to my son and to other people, if you're going to give something to someone, shut the heck up about it until you actually do it. And then, like, don't talk about a gift you're going to give someone unless you're 100% certain. Unless, and even then, why are you talking about it? It's supposed to be a gift or a surprise. The only reason you would talk about a gift beforehand is because you want them to kiss your ass leading up to the actual gift, which is a shitty thing to do. You know what I mean? You want them to thank you before they even get it, and then of course they have to thank you again when they actually get it. Why not just zero thanks until you give it to them, and that should be enough, you know? So yeah, if you're one of those people out there, and I'm sure one of you people watching is like, you know, don't do that. And that's what his mom did too, right? Oh, I'm going to get you a really nice phone for your birthday. And you know what? Look, here's all the money I saved for the phone. And then the actual birthday comes, he gets nothing. She gave him nothing. She took the money back. She said she needed it for something else. What a disgusting person. So then this year, of course, she says she's going to get him a phone again. So the reason I got my son nothing for his birthday, which is today, is because I'm waiting to see if she's going to actually give him a phone or not. And if she doesn't, I'm going to get him a phone, because he really needs a phone. He needed one last year, and he's been going an extra year with a phone that's all shattered. It's funny, the other day I told him we were playing in like sand or like rocks, and then our clothes were dusty and my phone was dusty. And then I said to my son, I go, your phone's waterproof, you can run it underwater to get the dust off, because that's what I'm doing with mine. And he's like, okay. And then I'm like, well, just take it out of the case, though. You don't want the case to get wet, because it's got material on it. And then he goes, I can't take it out of the case, it'll fall apart. His phone is so, like, it's got a glass back, I guess, and the glass is shattered, and it's the phone case, the phone protector that it fits into, that's holding all the broken glass together. If he takes his phone out of the protector, it'll fall apart. So it's like, okay, yeah, you really do need a new phone, kid. So yeah, so I'm waiting to see if his mom actually gives him something. Speaking of which, I have to go to the police in the next few days. I got to go press charges against his mother for theft, because even though I have full custody and she only sees him about once every 3 months on average, she spends like a day with him every 3 months. She's refusing to pay child support. She's literally never paid a penny on this child since the day he was born. How nice it is to be a woman. You get to have a child, you get to watch that child grow and, you know, do all the fun stuff of being a parent, and never having to pay a single penny. Isn't that great? I've literally spent over $250,000 US on my son. I've done the math. Over $250,000 US, and she hasn't spent a penny. I know that because she didn't get a job until he was 12 years old. It was me, or close, I don't know, 10 years old. I paid for everything, and then after, you know, even when we were divorced, I was still sending home enough money to not only pay for everything that he needs, but to support her as well, because she asked for a ridiculous amount of child support, and I was dumb enough to pay it. I was so dumb, man. I was scared of seeing a lawyer because they cost so much money, and instead I allowed myself to be screwed out of way more money than if I'd just seen a lawyer in the first place. Like if my time machine worked, I would just go back in time and see a lawyer the second I got separated, and then just worked out all the details, instead of having her hold my son blackmail each month. Give me this much money or you can't see your son. Oh, okay. Negativity is pouring into this video. I wanted to keep it positive. I'm loving let's go back into something I think positive. What's positive in my life? Video games. I'm loving Cyberpunk. It's the most in love I've been with in a game for a long time. Like, I play it. I stopped playing Apex Legends for the first time in like 5 years. Like, since Apex Legends came out, that's my #1 game, my favorite game. It's pretty much the only game I play. I play it like an hour or two each day. And in the last week, I haven't touched it. And crazily enough, there's a new season right now. So I'm not playing it at a time when I would normally be playing it the most. There's a new map, a new character. That's an exciting thing for players, regular players of a game. And I'm not playing it because I started playing Cyberpunk before the new season started, and I'm loving Cyberpunk. Just loving it. Although it's a bit weird when my wife is sitting next to me on the couch and I'm playing Cyberpunk, and she's like, oh, what's your mission right now? And I'm like, well, I'm trying to have sex with this girl named Panama, but she keeps turning me down, so I have to like choose the right flirtations in the vocabulary choices. I'm trying to get her to, like, you know, I think she wants something more serious. The girls I've had sex with before this were cool with one night stands, but Panama, she's a bit more picky. And my wife's just sitting next to me like, oh, okay. Well, good luck in seducing Panama. If you play the game, you know what I'm talking about. And if you don't, here's a picture of Panama. Yeah, it's like, she understands. If she was alone with Panama, she'd probably be trying to have sex with her too. So this is my town that we're riding through right now. This is my first time ever living in a small town. I've always lived outside of the city. Not always, but almost always lived outside of the nearest big city to me is Zhengli City, and in the past I've always lived like just outside of it. Yeah, so I live, because I don't like being in a city, so I always live outside the city. But I finally took a step further away and moved to an actual town outside of the city, but separate from, you know. And I love it. It's a small town. Everybody knows everybody. Choices are less, but you have most of the choices you need. And if there's something you really need, it's only about 25 minutes to get into the city nearby. But most of the time you can just stay in your town, and everything is pretty much, no, everything, I take that back. Everything is walking distance. So it's more convenient for my wife, who doesn't drive, and my son, who also doesn't have a car because he's a kid. Because he can walk everywhere in the city. So anything, and if I need help with chores or groceries or whatever, I can send my son out for them and he can walk, and yeah. So anyways, yeah, a few different topics, but that's a M13 update video.